we are going to go back into the part B of my guests, Mrs. Agnes, who will be telling us more now into what she does, the foundation that she runs, and what it's more about. Now, more into the kids. I know so many people have been inspired by her story. Now, let's get to hear more about what she does. So, karibu sana.
Thank you for having me again.
You're most welcome.
Yes.
Now into what you do, because I hear you talking to the kids, and especially teenagers and preteens. How would you say, like, for us as parents, what can we do, first of all, to even make our relationship? You've told us about the relationship between you and your father, how it was. What do we do with them, in short? Because I'm pretty sure, like, now during the holidays, most of us are usually like, as parents, it's such a long holiday. What do we do with these kids? And especially as preteens, how do you know when to discipline? How do you know when to bring closer, where to beat? What do we do? Especially when you have, for me, I have a toddler, I have, is it an adolescent? Because he's turning 8, and I have a preteen who is turning 13 in some few months to come. How do I deal with all these kids? What do I do with them? When do I beat? When do I love? Yeah, such things.
No, we are living in a different era.
Exactly. No, that is especially where the issue is.
Yes, we're living in a very, very difficult era. And having a mixed up of children in a house is also not easy. And I thank God because of whatever I do with my foundation, the Classic Golden Foundation.
Yes.
We've been mentoring children, and just a brief of it.
Yes,
I started this in the year 2020, that the era, the year we had Corona period. During that time, we stayed home for the longest time. I think we went for a holiday, like for almost 9 months. During this time, we had so much going on in the social media, especially the television. I remember somewhere in Machakos, they had announced like 300 girls, they mentioned of 3,000 or 4,000 girls got pregnant or they were expectant. And not only in Machakos, every area they were saying the girls are it's just becoming chaotic for the girls.
Pandemic.
Yes.
During the
it was another pandemic on top of another one.
Exactly.
So I think listening to, being a teacher, being home, listening to this news, being a mother of girls, it was really getting to my nerves. I was feeling pain. I was feeling like, no, this should not be happening. Where is the government? What should we do? Why are you even 4,000? I remember very well, they mentioned 4,000 girls from Machakos. And I was like, no. Wow. I think that gave me a lot of concern and a lot of headache. I think when I woke up, I think after a week, I decided, I think something should be done. By the time this get messy, Agnes, you should do something as an individual. You are a teacher, you are a mother, do something.
Yeah.
And I started moving. With my mask, I remember very well, I did only one call to a guy I knew, called Johnston. I thank you so much because you are the one who started all this for me. I called him. I asked him, Johnston, I feel I, as Agnes, I need to be meeting. Would you organize some group of girls right now because they're at home? Would you get a place for me, be doing some calling and gather them somewhere? I come and be talking to them. And you know what? That's a very good idea, Agnes. So, and I told him, I'm very ready. By next Saturday, do it for me. And just here in Soweto, there is one church, just where we got one person. One, I think he's a pastor. He gave us one room. I gathered there. I had like 14 girls, and it wasn't a mixed. No, they were girls only. I started it. I talked to them. I was fearing. I was like, no other child should do this. And I felt maybe the most insecure part is the slums. And I started there. And since then, I've been mentoring the children in slums. I meet them, 1,000 of them, 100 of them, 2,000. Anytime I do a call, I say, I want to meet 200 girls. Like coming Saturday on 27th of April, I'm meeting 100 girls in the same place. I talk to them before they go to school. empower them. I try to guide them. You know, at times we say, let them hear. Let them hear. You know, when you talk to them, it's better than when they have not listened.
Yeah.
So you talk to them, you
When
mentor
the
them,
chance.
at least, even if they're living in difficult situations or they are living with very challenging issues,
Yeah.
at least you keep them going. So that's what I started. And now coming on the other side, I also felt, if I'm meeting these ones in the slums, why wouldn't I be doing maybe to gather the others, even those who know me, the parents who know me, the friends who know me, why wouldn't I do an online? I decided, you know, these days we become very digital. So I started to do online. The Soweto or the slums children may not afford the digital
Go through the
classes because most of them don't even have
don't
the
have
gadgets.
devices,
So
yeah.
those ones I meet them physically.
Physically.
But for these ones, I do online. I started free marketing in what and up to now I've been doing it. I think it's the best thing I chose to do because every call I get from a parent, Teacher Agnes, if it were not for you, what I'm seeing in my house, courtesy of you, teacher, it gives me the pleasure. It makes me feel
you're
good.
doing the right thing.
It makes me feel good. And I think to answer to your question, with the children now we have in the house, trust me, we are living in a very, very challenging era. Our children are different. We have different parenting styles or skills. We grew in African tradition way. I don't know whether to call it tradition or what, because I believe in our time, our parent could not forgive a mistake.
And they didn't have phones, let alone us as the children.
Yes. And they were not like, there was nothing, you could not bargain anything with them.
Yeah.
A wrong is a wrong. And it was to be dealt with there and there. Here, Jacinta, you are. I am a teacher. I have encountered this. There is a parent who, the minute you scold a child, they tell you, next time, Maureen, don't ever scold my child. Don't. Number two, don't punish my child. Number three, teacher, beat this one.
Yeah.
So,
What do you
you are confused. You get confused. You are like, how do I deal with it? But the teacher, you know what you as a teacher, you are professional. You know what to do with all of them because you don't have to be like you're favoring this one or this one. But I tell you, we are living in a very difficult era.
In our era, when you will go home and say that the teacher actually punished you, you are beaten.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? They do not even want to know why you're beaten, because why did the teacher beat you? They had a good reason.
And that is why we grew hard skin, or I would say that's where we are. Look at our children.
Yeah.
Look at our children. How many can do what you can do?
Yeah.
I think just 10% of them. Our bringing up is very different with the bringing up of the children we have now. But it is not all parents. It is not all parents. Me as a disciplinarian, I know how my children are. Once I cough, they know, Mom, today things are not right. I have to do. They know whether I'm home or not, these are your duties. One thing we have failed as parents, we have become absentee parents at home. You have become an absentee parent at home. So you don't know how your child is. So the minute you're called in school, the minute you're called maybe in the estate, your child was moving around and somebody, maybe they fall in the wrong hand, you start like,
how?
Unamtetea. Like, you are like, no, this is not my child. But maybe later on, when they are grilled and they sit down, you come to realize your child has gone through this. So we as parents, we don't know our children. We don't know our children. Most of the time as a teacher is the time you call a parent, you tell them your child has done this. They tell you, no, this one teacher, he naweza mtetea. And you're like, what? You know, sometimes you keep quiet, you look at them and you're like, oh, okay.
You cannot argue with that.
You can't argue with it. Like, you were like, okay. There's always a second time because, you know, this is a
That's true. Yeah.
Unaifunikia. It's a un.
You cannot hide it forever.
It will burst. It will burst.
That's true.
This child you've not corrected. So tomorrow you still do it. So it is always good to know your child. It is always good to be there. Keep your children busy during the holidays. Let them not be too idle.
What will we keep them busy doing? Because now there are no shambas.
Yes, there are no
Which
shambas.
jobs do we give them?
Whatever is supposed to be done at home should be done. Cleaning should be done on daily basis. Why would your house girl be doing everything from 1 to Z? Cleaning the house, cleaning the dishes, cleaning the clothes, dusting, cooking, while you have
kids.
teenagers and preteens who are 10 years and above and can hardly do nothing.
That's
Is
true.
it not we who are failed? A child wake up in the morning, takes a remote, sit on the couch, give direction or give directive to the house manager. Is that right?
No, baby.
There are homeworks to be given. Leave some work. Come in the evening. Check whether did they do. But what are you saying? Holiday ni ya kupumzika. Holiday ni ya kupumzika. But you don't know what they are doing behind whatever the gadgets that they have. So it's not about punishing a child. They may fall. We are the one to be punished as parents. These children don't deserve to be punished. We have failed. We have failed. You may punish that child, but because of the idleness. The idleness. That child had nothing to do. So what will make him not be exposed to whatever will be exposed to?
Yeah.
But as we say, idle mind is devil's workshop. So why will he not find himself even in this other pornography? How are children even falling in depression, in mental issues? We have so many of them, the teenagers. They are so idle. They don't know how to cope with the others. They don't know how to interrelate with others. They are not active. Our children are so idle. Ati mtoto wangu hapendi kutoka nje. My children just love. Take them out. Let them go out. Even if you are to take them for clubs, we have football clubs, we have music clubs, we have so many things. If you cannot afford, there's so many things to be done in your house.
Keep them busy.
Keep them busy. Your child is there. You go to the bedroom, not kept, not well kept. Wardrobes are just dumpy. A child cannot even fold their own clothes. A child who cannot clean their own innerwears. Jacinta, who has failed?
It's us as parents. I
don't think there is anywhere we would blame
because
a child.
In our age,
yes,
growing up, even when we were 6, 7, you'd still see our kids carrying firewood and going to make breakfast.
Mtungi wa maji. You go to fetch water. You carry. How many of these one will carry even a jerrycan of water? Even
a glass, you hear somebody saying, Baba, bring me some water, and the kid will say, Moms, you can get it for yourself.
Yes. But I keep clapping for those parents who have done it to their children because they know what is awaiting for these children. These are the girls we are giving to the like when they are now adults. They get married. They are getting married. A girl cannot cook. A girl can hardly do a single chores in the house. Unasikia in social media, because I'm a fan of Facebook, you'll find them who are rudisho cannot do anything. Like literally, like for real.
See, no, the roles have changed. Like you don't marry a girl because she can cook.
She can cook.
And nowadays even boys are cooking better than girls.
Yes. You see? But we want to bring a mother. You want to bring a child. Now imagine that, like, this is our era. An era after our children. How will it be?
Very
too lazy. We are bringing up lazy children. Lazy children who can hardly move even a cup after taking breakfast. Auntie is waiting. They close themselves in the bedroom and you're not worried. You're not shaken what they are doing in that bedroom.
Doing there.
Let me tell you, being a teacher is, we know these children. These children will come openly and tell you what is going on. There's so many things that are happening even in our homes. Domestic violence. So many things are happening. You doing them in front of children, without realizing that these children are grown up.
They're learning.
If a small child, I have a small child, my fourth born. My fourth born is barely 2 years. Let me tell you, he's learning so fast. I'm listening to him. I'm like, yesterday, I think the day before yesterday, the brother chummed him here. kunipaka mate like my fourth born. Barely 2 years. He's learning so fast. You can't even dress in front of him. He will mention, he will talk of something and you're like, no.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm imagining that 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, seeing what is going on in the house. At times we parents are failing.
I honestly feel very guilty. I feel attacked, but you're saying the truth.
Yes.
I know it's
There's
I'm
some
saying for
things-
me and some many other parents there.
There's some things we're not
Yeah.
supposed to do in front of children. You don't realize they are growing.
Yeah.
You don't realize they are growing. Let me tell you, you didn't imagine. We have kids. We have kids. I've done mentorship program. Parent call me. I can tell you we have children who are in grade 2, grade 3, who are sexually active. Sexually active.
And those
in
are just
different ways.
babies.
Yes, they're just babies. They're just babies. But when you ask them, Jacinta, what do they say? My sister in high school has been watching pornography, and he has been watching with me. And you as a parent, are you aware of this?
No.
Some of us don't know what is going on. It is always good to follow up. When a child or a teacher raises a concern about your child, follow up. Don't be quick. Don't be quick. Don't be quick to judge the teacher. Be quick.
Yeah, because most
to
of
know.
us say the teacher is anaonea mtoto.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't
Please
like my
don't be
kid.
quick. Come slowly. Let us reason together and see how we can help these children. I wouldn't want, my prayer is always that we want to bring a child who is morally upright and who is the character, is a character that is admirable by everybody. Like your child, whenever he goes somewhere with other children, every child is comfortable.
Yeah.
We have children who are bullies. Where do they get this one from? It should be stopped from the word go. But the minute you let it go, mtoto anafinya hivi kama mzazi, the child slaps you, the child beat you, the child call you a name as a
Feel
parent,
like they
and you're
can't
just
take
pointing
on
a
the
finger at
words.
that. No. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Spare the road, spare the road, spoil the child. Yes, you will spoil that child. You will spoil that child.
Wow.
Some of you would think when you are tough, that is not the best way. But I don't regret. I don't regret being tough. Somebody else is doing it and the children are making it.
So this begs the question of how people say it's tough love versus the smooth love, where
Yes.
nowadays they believe in giving kids time out,
Yes.
hugging them, reinforcing them, their good behavior by actually doing what? It's like bribing them, giving
Yes,
them good stuff.
Don't bribe your child. Don't bribe your child. When they don't deserve that
That good thing.
reinforcement, when they don't deserve that, don't give them. Don't give them.
treats.
Why should you award your child? Let them get award. Let them get that award when they deserve. If they don't deserve, let them know things are tough. Give restriction to what they love most when they have done something wrong. If it is that, like now, we are some few days, or maybe they will be going for holiday. You'll find a child open school. Jacinta, they have not done
The assignment.
assignment. Children will open, no assignment. Go for a weekend, no assignment. You call the parent, not aware. Not aware, there was homework done. And you want to tell me, I did my part as a teacher in school, but you as a parent, you are not
What did
doing
you
your
do?
part.
Yeah.
You tell me, teacher, I'm not aware. How?
And you live in the same house with them.
If you're not in, maybe sometimes you say you have traveled, but it's always good to communicate even to school or to the teacher. Have a good communication or a good rapport with the teacher. Don't give, let me tell you, even we teachers are human beings. You are able to follow up with a parent who is also, if I find you difficult to deal with, I will also like
try
be
to
like,
reach out.
keep my lane. I'll deal with the child when in school. But anything beyond that, I can't, because I also want to mind my peace.
business, yeah.
But it is always good to follow up on your child. What he is doing when you're in school, when what he is doing in school, what he is doing when you are at work, when they are in for holiday. Keep your children busy. Check what they are doing in those gadgets. Even if they are teenagers, they're still living in your own
Yeah.
you are living in one
Unless you're
roof.
not living in that house.
Yes, you can't let them control you. At times, you for these teenagers, you don't know what to do. At times, even you give them a cold war.
What about the case of, because like I have seen sometimes, for me, my son can be quite a handful. I do not know because he's the only son, but the girls disciplined, nice, but the boys a handful. Is it me or is it them?
Let me tell you, there is a character of boys, and sorry to men outside there who are watching this, and to boys. I think I've also have a mixture of boys and girls. My firstborn, secondborn are girls. My thirdborn and fourthborn
Was it
are
a shocker?
boys.
Yeah, no, having now the boy come into your life.
I tell you, it was like, but I really, I think it was a prayer answered. I really wanted, I was telling God to give me a son who I would name after my dad. And I tell you, this one was a prayer answered. A prayer answered. And those who know me, they prayed with me. Agnes, you loved your dad so much. You need to get your dad. And I think God did it, and I really thank him so much. So, boys have a different character with girls. Let me tell you, girls are so timid, so calm in the house. This boy, even when they are growing, something is. So
it's not just.
I'm even looking at my second one, and I'm like, I hope this one is not going to give me these tantrums like the other one gave me. But by the time they are in grade 4, grade 5, I would say, I think they calm down. They start realizing themselves. There is maturity hitting them. There is that minor maturity in them. They start hitting them slowly by slowly. They calm down. But at this toddler age, it is difficult. It is not easy. But again, as we said, lazima when it is not working
they normally
well.
say that you don't, like, kids should not be always being beaten, that they get used to being beaten, so they become headstrong.
But you don't beat throughout. You don't beat. There are times you need to sit down with your son. Tell them, this. You can't beat throughout. They harden. They become like, I'm so used. Nile kiboko ya mam. Nile kiboko ya teacher Agnes. I'm so used. No, at times, let me tell you, even with the teenagers, you see, at times, like myself, I would say, the way I've brought up my children up to where they are, like when in primary school, the girls, I was a little bit tough, but I am loosening it slowly by slowly. They are realizing that I would sometimes go their way. And at times they have to go my way. When I mean it, I mean it. But sometimes I say, it's okay. Mom, we need to go it's okay.
No,
I'm reducing it slowly by slowly as they are going. But it also depends with their discipline.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me you want to do this, and this is what you're doing. You didn't tell me, Mom, I need this, and it's not working. No, it will not. Sometimes you need to sit down with your children. Beating doesn't work at times.
At all times.
But if it is needed at times, go for it. You need to sit down with them. Sit down with them. Talk. Let him know what you've done is not right. When you do this next time, you may find yourself, not only me, you may find yourself
somebody
else's hand. You will be beaten. You'll be taken to police station, and it will be very difficult for me getting you there. Let them know. Let them know.
There are repercussions.
There are repercussions. Because at times, beaten, sometimes they would prefer beating. Sinikuchapa halafu iishe na alishafanya. That is why even most of the time, me as a teacher in class, I tell them, you say the truth and the truth will set you free. So most of my students, even those who have passed because I think my first student that I taught have done even, they are cleared university, they are now working. I would say every time I have an issue, I'm dealing with an issue, I tell them, say the truth and the truth will set you free. So you better tell me the truth. So where does a kiboko come in? When you don't tell the truth. But when you tell the truth, now I sit down, I tell you, now I'm forgiving you because you've told me the truth. It is very wrong to do this. It is very wrong to touch somebody like this. It is very wrong to call somebody like this. Because I think at now, the most cases we have in school are bullying. Bullying is one of the cases that you parent are not realizing why your child will tell you, Mom, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. Mom, I feel I need to change the school. Mom, I feel I'm not comfortable with that sitting next to that child. Bullying is so much. It's coming up so much. I don't know why. I think my thinking is because our children, we have different bringing up of children.
Yeah.
You get me?
Every home is
Most of the
different.
children who are left alone to do things the way they want, they become so much bullies. And maybe they are getting a child who is very soft, a child who is very calm, a child who is very timid. They get somewhere to them.
They pick on them now.
Yes. So bullying is one issue that parents may not realize that it is even in the estate. They bring it to school.
Yeah.
And when it is in school, you know, now they start spreading it. It is coming from one child to other, which parent should be very careful with. It has made children commit suicide. There is cyberbullying also, because most of the children also have realized the only way not to be caught easily, it is through cyberbullying. Because hardly will a teacher know that I was cyberbullied. Not unless, hardly will my mom check my phone. So it is very easy for me to do it through the phone or through the gadget. Hardly will the police get me. You know, they are not, you know, their knowledge is not as much as a grown-up. You get me? So I would say we should be very careful with what is happening with our children. You don't have to beat your child to correct. But if it is necessary, do it. Sit down with your children. When you find your child is too much withdrawn, your child is so much, there is something you can sense, something has changed in my child. If you need to call for a counseling psychologist, do it as early as possible. We've had cases of children killing themselves inside their rooms. Why? It is because of all these we are talking about. The anxiety, the depression. These children they really want a good life. They didn't want a soft life that they're not getting. You as a parent is not capable of giving them that. Somebody, I had a session with the teenagers. And one of them asked me, what if you're telling your mom to buy you something and they're not buying? Then I was so quick to ask, which is that something? Like I've been so much insisting I've been so much insisting my mom to get me a phone. Then I told her, why is she not buying your phone? No, she bought me a phone that I didn't want. I wanted an iPhone. Then I was like, are you sure your mother can get you an iPhone at this time? Right now, all the parents are thinking of how will my child go back to school. An iPhone and a good iPhone, I know it's 90,000 or 60,000 or whatever anyway. Maybe they are even cheaper. But there is a reason why your mother is not buying. Because she can see, if I buy an iPhone, you will not go to school. Would you prefer having an iPhone or going back to school? Going back to the child told me, going back to school. Then give your mother time. Finish up school. Then that time you can sit with her. Tell her why you need an iPhone and not Techno. Why you need an iPhone and not Infinix or whatever. Then you can reason. You can always talk to your parent. I have been insisting in my session, your mother, your father is your best friend. Those are the only people you can sit down and reason with them. And what are these teenagers doing? Their parents are not their friends.
Because they're hardly ever there, first of all. Yeah.
They're hardly not there. You're not getting along because these children can be a nag at times.
Be difficult.
Yes. But let me tell you, parents, you are supposed to listen to those children. You don't have to go their way, but listening to them. There is a word that can come out of your mouth that can change that child mindset.
Okay. Wow. I think that this is a topic that we have so much that we need to talk about.
Yes.
And I think that we'll have you here again and again and again, because I think even when we come to the to even talking about what I talk about relationships.
Yes.
We still need to start from the base, like you've said, somewhere. Just start down there. If we can be able to raise kids who are morally upright, I think we are even bringing in partners, fathers who even have the capacity to love people, right, and create connections which are valid and they make sense to people.
True. Yeah.
So I'm just going to suggest that we end this here. If you're listening this and you're a parent or a mother there or a father, listen to this message, internalize it, especially now with the kids back to school and everything that is happening in our society. Tell me if you want Teacher Agnes back, because I feel like you have a lot of information to give us, which is really amazing, and it is so valuable. Yeah. We all need to hear this. I have wanted you to come here because I sometimes just listen in with when you're talking to the girls, to the kids, and I think, first, and even before I end this, how do we as parents get to talk to the kids the way you talk to them? Because sometimes I hear the way you talk to them, even things about sexuality, hygiene, and all these things. And I would really want to talk to my daughter the way you talk to her. But then it's always like, hey, where do I start? How do I even have this talk with her? How can parents be able to talk to kids the way you talk to them?
You know, funny enough, if you never created this relationship from the word go, that freedom, that open-mindedness from the word go, it becomes difficult. If a child has been open to you, from the beginning, this child will always be updating you of everything that is going on in his or her life. Coming to start it at teenage, that is when you want to become like, no, I want to be free with you, my son. Now tell me what is happening. No, you are that tough parent. You became so tough that this child shut down, like has been keeping to himself. A lot has been happening. So that child doesn't even know, where do I start?
Okay.
Where do I start? So whatever you never began might be difficult, but it is never late. Create that friendship. Create that friendship. Create that openness. You as a mother, if it is a mother talking to a daughter, fathers talk to their son. If it is a single parent, you have to play the role. You have to play the two roles.
Because that is something else that I would want us to sit down and talk about, because I know you have had these cases. Nowadays, it's like so rampant, or the single mother, the single family kind of setup. Like how can we even navigate that? But I feel like this is a topic that we really need to have. I'm just going to suggest that we end this here. Please tell me if you want Teacher Agnes back on the comments below, or any of my socials, and we are going to stick your number there for people who would want to help you. I know you usually ask for donations, things like to give these ladies. Just a bit about that, especially you've said because you have something coming up.
So most of our time with my foundation, the Classic Golden Foundation, we are based in Kayore, Soweto slums, because I felt like I should start from where I live. I give old decent clothes to the needy. I supply them with food. There is any food stuff for the elderly, the disabled, the vulnerables. But for the young girls, I've been always supplying them with sanitary pads. We are looking to support 100 girls to keep them safe for second term. So every girl need at least 3 sanitary pads. 3 sanitary pads to keep them safe. Because I've come to realize most of those girls will miss school even for 4 days because they don't have a sanitary pad, or 7 days, depending on the days they are. And what will they be using? Sometimes they have nothing. Sometimes they are using old mattresses. Sometimes they are using old clothes. So I'm looking for support so that we give these girls and keep them safe in school. If you are purchasing one for your daughter Jacinta, get me one extra for one girl. Support one girl, support 2 girls, support my organization. But to close this, I would also tell the parents, be proactive for your children. go for those seminar even you find in church as a parent. Send them to church when there are those programs. If there are any seminars going in church, they are not in vain. If there are any programs organized by the schools to talk to the parent, don't assume those programs. They are always good. You will always learn something that you will run to go and speak to your son. Never assume any program. Even if it is on social media, something is running on how to walk down with your son, how to walk down with your young daughter, go read them. Read them. Wow. These children are so much ahead of us. So much ahead of us. They're so much ahead of time than their age. So we should move very fast with them so that we curb what is ahead of us, so that we may move together with them and we'll have a very
nice
a society that is happy and children whom you admire and you're happy. I think it is so painful for any parent seeing their child not going the right way. But at the end of it all, hatukosi mtoto mmoja ama wawili wanatoka kwa njia. But at the end of it all, when you've done your part, you don't feel bad. You say, I did my best. Yes. Or let us always do my best. Our best. Let us not throw hands. Let us not say that it's too much on us. We are parent. If we were brought up the way we were brought up, we can also do this. Let's not give up.
Well, I think that our tough upbringing was preparing us for this generation.
Yes, true. Anyway. This generation, I think, needed people like us.
Yes, we had to, because this is why you sip water and lick glucose, you go back there.
Very true.
So thank you very much, Agnes. I really appreciate this. I have learned a lot. I think even when the kids come home, they will know that you are here, because changes need to be done.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, I have
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I have felt it when you said that we are bringing up lazy kids. That's very true, by the way, because what we did, our kids hardly do even half of what we did back in the days. Yeah,
true.
And we are preparing them for this world, which needs people to be hands-on or to do their own thing. So
they need to be active.
They need to be active.
Yes,
that's
and
true.
also to interact with others so that they can grow.
Yeah, even be social.
You enclose them so much in the house. That's why you are seeing so much of whatever we are calling depression, mental health. Yes. And that of not living their life. Like there's so much peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. So
which is very crazy because you remember us growing up, we used to be beaten to come back home.
Yes.
Now we are beating our kids go out. Like what happened? Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Agnes. I really appreciate you, and I hope you will say that you want her back. Please comment down below, and we're going to put her number there. If you have anything away that you might want to reach out to her, she does the mentorship. Remember, she can talk to you, to the kids. She does this even to the girls, the preteens, the teens, and also for her Golden Foundation,
the classic Golden Foundation.
Yes, the foundation, and you would want to help or to support a girl out there in Soweto slums, please feel free to reach out to her or DM me in any of the social media. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure to have you as well. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.